Hi, and welcome to Higgins Keto Blog Day 19.
Which was really yesterday.
Right, which was really yesterday because we were too tired to do it last night because we had a long day. She's working on a project right now that took her, pretty late into the night. And then when we finally sat down and did our macros, we were like, okay, we need to eat something. So I went out there to cook, and that way we could get those final macros in. And by the time we were done with that, we had already changed into our bed clothes. And we're like, you know what, we're not doing it in our bed clothes. So, yeah, that's basically how last night went. So we said, we're just going to get up and do it in the morning.
Right.
And then, of course, this morning, my wife decides that we go out there and I make breakfast, okay? And we come back in here and she takes a shower and does her hair and everything. It's the women thing.
Yes.
All right. Because she had to look good for the camera.
Well, and you can't tell, but I lightened my hair, so.
Yeah. Which
much to the chagrin of my husband.
I think her hair was already beautiful. I don't get it why. What's with the constant changing of the hair? Anyway, I digress. All right. Okay, so here's what today is. Today is actually going to be, because we really didn't have a whole eventful day yesterday. I did a little bit of research, a little bit of numbers playing around, that type of thing, but what we decided to do for this video is to tell you what we're going to do today and that we're going to be talking about tonight. So it's sort of a future cast of what's coming tonight. I decided to do some research into polydextrose because there's a lot of contention out there of whether it's can actually act like a real fiber in the body or whether it doesn't act like a real fiber in the body. What the potential pitfalls are. Are there certain amounts that you should not go above? Are there all that mumbo jumbo right there that, because every single time you introduce something new to your body, especially something that is not exactly natural.
Right.
Okay. I want to do the research on it, find out what it is, where did it come from, what did they, yakety, yakety schmackety, blah, blah, blah.
That, and he has an oddball wife who literally seems to be affected by anything and everything. Right.
Her stomach reacts differently than most. Or, I don't want to say differently. It's if something affects you a certain amount, it's going to be like 3 to 5 times that with her. Okay? It's just how it works. We noticed that with the stevia. I had no adverse reactions to the stevia. She had every single symptom in the book for allergic reaction. So
I'm just prone to allergies.
Right.
That seems to get a little worse as I grow more mature.
I don't know what she's talking about. She is still a young and gorgeous chick. Oh yeah. Anyway, so we're going to be. I'm going to be studying the polydextrose today. I'm going to be switching things up a little bit. Okay, for the sake of research, and for the sake of the fact that I'm sick and tired of eating all this fat. And it gives
the truth comes out.
And it gives me the ability to eat more protein. And also it also gives me the ability to start doing the hardcore workouts using weights that I like to do. Because I'm not a big fan of cardio. I will still do my daily walks. I'm not going to cut that out, all right? But I will be adding weights to the program, and this allows me to do that. So I'm going to be researching and utilizing these things called instaketones. Okay, if you've ever looked into it, it's basically you're taking ketones right in as a drink. You do it, and you can lower the fats to almost nothing. Keep the carbs at less than 20.
20 or 25?
20 for this. And then, keeping my carbs below 20 is not hard. We have to work on it to get it above 20.
Well, that is true, except for the times that I try to have coffee.
Right, because she doesn't just have 1 cup of coffee. She has multiple cups of coffee throughout the day. She uses the creamer, and because the creamer she likes, it has to be slightly sweetened. It's 6 grams of carbs per cup.
Well, except for yesterday, because the day before I did that, yesterday, I couldn't...
She couldn't finish it, and yet her morning cup of coffee that she did finish was 12 grams of carbs because she decided to use 2 tablespoons of creamer.
Right.
Okay.
Which is probably what led to my belly being upset later.
Exactly. So with this instaketones thing, I replaced that. I can actually take in less calories, more protein, keep the fat low, keep the carbs low, and if it works, you can lose anywhere from 1 to 2 pounds of fat a day. And I'm doing this on a trial basis because I'm sitting here going, you know what? I want to see if this works. You know, I've done all the research on that, and everything says that it's safe. Now, there's questions out there by certain people of whether it works or not.
He wants to find out if it works.
Right.
So he's going to drag me kicking and screaming because I'm not that high protein, ingester. But
well, I thought you said you were going to stay on what we're on right now.
Yeah, that's what I said. But then he was griping because then it would be an entirely different diet for me in comparison to him.
And I'm the one that does all the cooking.
Right. So he may as well just take me kicking and screaming.
Okay. So we're going to try that. Here's what I'm looking to find out about this. The research that I did on that so far, which I'm going to do some more today and let you in on what I found out, is that the people that are naysayers on the instaketones also did not follow the instaketone diet. So it makes me question whether...
So what did they do?
They stayed on the keto diet and just added the instaketones and only reduced the fats slightly. This is the same people that we were watching those videos on that were making the different types of pizza doughs and things like that. Right. that couple in the apartment.
Okay.
And they were doing all this stuff, and then they said, "Well, I really didn't see a difference." Well, first of all, he only tried it for a week, and they still kept eating the keto diet instead of reducing the fats.
And you
can't do that because if you get too many ketones in the body, what's the body going to do with those extra ketones? Store them as fat. So that's the reason why this is the replacement for those fats. So your liver doesn't have to turn it into ketones. It just is ketones. Okay. Talks about appetite satiety. How do you say it? Satiety?
Or satiety.
Satiety. Okay. It talks about the fact that you'll find yourself with tons of energy as soon as you take it. Because
I may not.
Right. Okay. Anyway, and now there's a caveats to this. Your proteins have to be lean. You still keep your carbs low. You're only supposed to take anywhere from 5 to 7 fats per meal because you're doing that. And then between meals, you need at least 4 hours. Because what happens is based on this, protein, by the way, does mess with your ketone levels. That's the reason why it's the whole thing of why you should not take in too much protein in the first place with a normal keto diet, because the protein will actually inhibit the ketone production, because your body will say, ooh, a source of energy, I'll take that. Even though proteins are hard to convert into straight energy, your body will still prefer that if those numbers go too high and you're not working out to the point where it's using those for muscle. Okay, so that's where this whole thing comes in. But with this, the reason why is because when you get done eating your meal, okay, half an hour later you drink your instaketones, okay, and then you're not supposed to eat again for another 4 hours to make sure that your body is using the ketones and the fat for fuel versus food, okay. And then you're supposed to make sure that you take the one serving half an hour to 45 minutes before your workout. Okay. Now there's 2 different types of instaketones.
What flavor? Please tell me not fruit punch.
Okay, there's plain, which is what I have. Okay, plain, meaning there's no flavor at all. You add whatever flavor you want. That's why.
That you have.
Huh?
That you have.
Yes, we got it.
Oh, now the truth comes out.
Anyway, it arrived yesterday.
Right.
I thought you were aware of that.
No, I was not.
Anyway.
Okay. Now the truth comes out as to why my husband is really pushing this.
Anyway.
Damn you, Amazon Prime.
Anyway, the whole point is this. Where was I at?
Mr. Higgins.
Okay. Where was I at?
You have the plain that you can add the flavor to.
Okay, you can add the flavor to it. Or it comes in orange, which, yeah, my wife ain't going to do orange. Okay, she can't stand orange anything.
Or fruit punch, for that matter.
Well, this only comes in orange or plain. But it also comes in regular, which, by the way, regular, I don't know why instant ketones, it doesn't, here's the thing I don't get about it. It has to do with the manufacturing process, I'm assuming, but there's caffeine in it. Okay, and then they have a caffeine-free version that you can take at night. I didn't get that because I figure this is my, you can, if you do it exactly the way they want you to, it says you can lose up to 2 pounds a day. Okay, however, I'm sitting here going, I'm not necessarily interested in losing 2 pounds a day. I don't want to completely convert my life over at this point yet. I want to try this thing out and do a modified version, and as long as I lose half a pound to 1 pound a day, I'm happy. Okay, of fat. That's the reason why today we're actually going to measure ourselves instead of doing strictly by weight, because as you add muscle and you're losing fat, your weight can literally sit there and go,
and as a woman, you're going to fluctuate anyway.
Right, because of water weight gain, things like that. Plus, you know, she's been working out lately, and because of working out, her body is holding on to fluid anyway because of the inflammation that's taking place in the muscles. So probably the same thing with me now that I'm going to be getting back into the weight training, because I'm now going to be activating fibers that I haven't activated in a while. Because anybody knows, if you even so much as go off a weight training program for 2 weeks, when you go back to it, it's like pure hell. Okay.
But you still have that muscle memory.
You have muscle memory, but you still have to go through all that soreness and everything like that you started off with when you first started going.
I like being sore.
And I don't mind as long as I can still move my arms. There was one day I actually went to stand up, and I went right back down to my knees. Yeah. That was an intense leg day right there. Okay. But anyway, so what we're going to do is start measuring ourselves. That way we can actually look at the inches lost versus weight. Because really, why are we all doing this? It's not really basically because we want to weigh a certain amount. It's because we want our fat levels to be below a certain amount. Because this is really all about fat loss and looking good and being healthy, right?
I want that scale to read a certain number, though.
Yes, but I
have a love-hate relationship with the scale.
Right, but at the same time, she's focused on the wrong thing right now. She needs to be focused on inches, not weight, because the simple fact is that whenever you start any program, before you start seeing massive move on the scale, you're going to start seeing inches lost first. Okay? This is the reason why it's very easy to get discouraged.
Although with this angle of the camera, you cannot tell that my face, I have lost.
Oh, yes you can. We'll go back today and I will play you the first video, because there is a dramatic difference in her face and in her shoulders, if you can tell here. Okay, massive difference. So I'm proud of her. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be researching, studying. Well, I'm going to be researching while she works on that project that she still has to get done. So I'm going to be researching. I'm going to be adjusting our...
Oh, pound cake muffins.
Oh, hold on. Let me finish this. I'm going to be adjusting our macro intake. And I'm also going to be figuring out exactly how much of the instant ketones we're going to be using per serving. Okay? To finish off, my wife wants me to bring this up. I found a cream cheese pound cake recipe that's low carb. Okay, and when I mean low carb, it uses the polydextrose, which I said I was going to be researching anyway. It uses the polydextrose, and it 12 servings, so you can make either 12 muffins or to make a loaf and cut it into 12 slices. Okay, I'm going to do the muffins just because it's easier to portion that way.
Because he's greedy and wants to have it in his hand versus just slicing it.
Exactly. But each serving only has 2.5 net carbs, 9.6 fats, 5 proteins.
See, notice how when it's something we really, really want to eat, we count net carbs instead of total carbs because net carb sounds prettier.
And this is something that will not be a regular thing. It will be a treat from time to time.
Right.
Preferably a treat that we eat after a workout.
I still would love to have chocolate peanut butter brownies. Ugh.
And I'm still trying to find a decent recipe that will allow that to happen. I'm trying to find out right now with the powder, peanut butter powder, how much carbs are actually in it. Because
where's our jar?
No. It's not as simple as the jar. Because I found that they said that those labels are highly questionable. So I'm trying to find out if there's an actual legitimate understanding of what's in it. I don't want to. If we're going to do the research, I'm doing it right.
Oh, it's fine and dandy. I'm still curious as to what the label says.
Okay. All right. We'll be with you tonight, and we will let you in on all this information. All right? So you guys have a great day. We're going to get started with ours and enjoy ourselves while we're doing it. Well, not so much her. She's got to work. All right. Have a great day. Bye.